is your WWF news of a Friday afternoon after work. Now, the Republic of Ireland, in the last few days, is under the Irish people protesting. We have the farmers and lorry drivers protesting against the government of Dublin, because obviously their policies, whatever aspect it is, economic or social, is absolutely ruining their livelihood, their existence, making their living absolutely miserable. In Ireland, is that of the Republic, is one of those countries which has a problem with mass immigration, absolutely out of control. And the fact is, the government doesn't do nothing to combat this type of phenomenon, or limit it in a certain way. They're just they're letting all these illegals in, putting them in houses and stuff like that, living off the welfare. More they come, more of these people will be a burden on the finances of that nation, which, depending on what type of government you have in the country, in Europe, if you have those lefties, the globalists, it's obvious they'll push for, type of socialist or communism policies, which doesn't make a society more equal. Higher taxes, for example. Obviously, criminality out of control. Slowly, aspects of society is breaking down. This is only a social time bomb ticking, and God knows when it's going to explode. And you add on the top of that Middle Eastern war with Iran. There's reports of countries around the world having shortages of fuel, and the cost of fuel is obviously driving up the cost of living and energy itself in general. And that is another ingredient add to the problems the nation has, as I explained before. And it will just spark off in social disorder or civil war. So many forecasted. Are these politicians aware? Are they stupid, or they do it on purpose? Or it's the type of agenda which they're following? Because, mind you, mass immigration happens to be one of those agendas of Agenda 2030 of the United Nations. 140 countries have signed this in 1992, I believe. So, and this only bring a collapse of society itself. Disorder, poverty, injustice, more higher criminality, and probably even some type of social disorder on a vast scale. This could be a recipe for other European countries which have problems similar to that of Ireland, but depending on what the type of government you have running the country. Because if it's those socialist liberal governments, is obviously going to favour mass immigration out of control in that nation, and housing these people, more higher taxes for the locals to pay, and the locals will be treated as second-class citizens, and obviously the anger gets amplified amongst the population until it doesn't explode. this sooner or later is going to happen in Europe. Where it's going to start could be Ireland, could be another country, because the economical situation and the invasion of these illegals is like throwing petrol on fire, and the flames are getting more higher and higher and more intense as it burns.